Hello guys, good evening. How are you doing? I hope you guys are doing fine, amazing, and great. Welcome back to yet another vlog. I'm so excited that I'm finally doing this vlog. It's one of the long awaited vlogs to actually sit down and film. So I'm really very excited to just sit down and share a little bit of everything since I came back from Nairobi on a couple of different videos I've actually been making over the period of time. A lot of you guys have been sending me questions, and a lot of you have been commenting on different things, and I thought it wise that it is much better to come back, let's discuss from security, especially in CBD, which was one of the highlights of almost every other vlog, to parklands, to what else, the hospitality of Kenyans, and other few things I really want to talk about. Before I dive into the vlog too, if this is the first time you're watching me, please don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, and share out with friends and family. I'm really very excited that a lot of you guys are watching, especially people from Nairobi, Kenya. It really does boost my confidence to come back always to share what I think about Kenya generally. You guys, as I told you, some of the comments that I'm going to be reacting to and some of the questions I'm going to be also reacting to, they're actually from a couple of videos I did make in May while I was visiting Nairobi, Kenya. Yeah. So the first one is, I'm not going to also be specific on who, wrote the comment or, sent in the question. But the first one is, did you just speak Luya? You just said their elevator Zikola. You were wrong on the exchange rate. Check on that. 1 Kenyan shilling is equal to 30 Ugandan shillings and not the other way around. So first of all, I want to say a very big thank you to the person who commented this, because it literally opened my eyes also when it came to the exchange rate. But when it comes to Luya, recently, or a couple of weeks ago, while Kenya was going through a wave of the Mandamano, let me kid you not, whatever happens in Nairobi, Kenya, and it actually makes any slight kind of magnitude will receive the wavelengths here in Uganda, if that makes sense. So during the Mandamano, I was very curious. Actually, I was supposed to go back to Nairobi in July, mid-July. Not even mid-July, at the start of July or at the end of June, somewhere there. But that was the height of the Mandamano, and by then I didn't have enough kind of routes, if that makes sense. And I was doing my research, but also I was lucky to find a good person online. Right now I consider them to be a good friend, Gabi, and we were just talking randomly about the Kenyan history, and here and there it started actually building up into me to literally know where Kenya is, and the different tribes and the different languages they speak. And I came across the Luya. So also myself, I didn't know that there is a tribe known as Luya in Kenya. I actually knew a couple of them, like the Luo. I knew of the Luo. I knew of the Kikuyu. I knew of the Samias. I knew of the Masai, but I didn't know about the Luya. I didn't know, to be honest with you. But after that, I came to know that we actually have the same words, or linguistic, if that makes sense. We share, especially the Waganda people and the Luya people of Kenya. So that is how I came to know. And I also did realize that in their vocabulary, they have very many words that we also actually share. When I say very many, I'm not meaning like 100 words, but according to a couple of African countries or African tribes that we do share with linguistic words as the Baganda people. So I was really also very surprised, but it was just of recent that I did come to know of that. And then when it comes to the exchange rates are always changing. For example, yesterday I was talking to Gabi because I'm traveling back very soon to Nairobi, Kenya, and I was speaking to him about the exchange rate and all that, and we are randomly talking about how everything is here, and also how everything is at the border. And the exchange rate fluctuates, especially when it comes to exchanging from Ugandan shillings to Kenyan shillings and the vice versa. Expect between 27 up to even 32. I've seen even somewhere in Uganda here where one Kenyan shillings, I think 32 Ugandan shillings. or I'm saying it the vice versa, but nevertheless, I hope you get it. What I'm trying to say, that exchange rates are always changing, but that is the approximation, if that makes sense. So I really wanted to start with that, talk about that. The next thing I want to talk about is it came in form of a question, and it came from a video, I think, about the comparison between Nairobi, Kenya and Kampala, Uganda. The question came in and said, actually it started like this. Question, brother, how long have you been staying in Kenya, and how long have you stayed in Uganda? Your comparison shouldn't base on a few days on your visit in Kenya, but stay long and see if in the long run something will change. Yeah, I'll first of all stop there. I would love to just say that as a person who have grown up, either I've grown up in Uganda the whole of my entire life, I've grown up actually in Uganda, and I have that Ugandan mentality of almost everything. As you know, if you have grown up from a particular community and you have not tried to visit different communities, whenever you go to these different communities, it is going to be even not out of your liking, but it is going to just manifest in itself that you would love to, or you would like to actually share, you would like to actually compare. So, Ugandan roads, Kenyan roads, hospitality in Uganda, hospitality in Nairobi, Kenya, when you look at all these different things, it is unresistible to just compare. And also the comparison came in a good place. To be realistic with you guys, it came in a good place because whenever I upload these videos, you never know who's going to be watching the video. Sometimes we expect the kacheles, or people who even we think that they don't matter at all to be watching these videos. But it came to my attention that actually some good big people in the country, both countries maybe, out of the blue might stumble on one of these videos, and it actually leaves question marks, and also it also puts us in a place to either dream, or in a place to improve, or in a place to de-improve in one thing or another. So it was not out of criticism, but I really wanted to share that, so that my country people and people from Kenya can pick a leaf. Either we improve, grow, or otherwise. So the same person who asked the question continues and say that Kenya is moderately developed than Uganda, but remember Uganda went through a lot of wars, and that is absolutely true. Till your current president from the 1986, that is when you started thinking to build your nation, and at that time you were all along helped by Kenya. So comparing Kenya to Uganda, I think it is not right. You should have compared it to Singapore or South Africa, but why not like other countries? So in summary, I think the person who asked the question was really somehow timid in one way or another. But as I told you, the main intention of the video was not to degrade any country, or was not to put on blast any country in one way or another. The main intention of the video was for only good intentions to both of us, people from both countries, to copy from each other, grow where necessary, and improve where necessary. Yeah, and I hope that I've tried my best to bring more light on that kind of question, or that kind of comment. The next thing I want to talk about was about CBD. So I did also realize that a lot of you guys, especially from the night tour, were you actually fumed because we visited CBD during the night. Mind you, this was in May. That just before the Mandamanos, because as soon as I landed back in Uganda, then we started hearing the waves of people coming on streets and standing up for themselves, and this and that, not in a bad way, by the way, but many people were they fumed because of touring CBD at night. Guys, this was our first time in Nairobi, Kenya, and I was very excited to actually go around the city. Mind you, the first day, by the time we reached, myself and a friend I was with and another friend, we were not feeling good because of the sinus issues back in Uganda. By the time I left Uganda, my sinuses were all over the place. And at the second day, a friend of mine got an asthmatic attack, so we were admitted at Aga Khan University Hospital. The third day, mind you, we are going back on the 6th day. So literally, we are not doing anything in Nairobi. Almost, we are just in the hotel. So that day, we actually get an opportunity for a friend we had actually got online to take us through Nairobi night. Mind you, I didn't even know that it was CBD. That's where we are going to. But reaching the place and seeing how amazing the streets were organized and how, you know, the city is lit up during the night compared to where I come from back in Uganda. It really painted a new picture of, you know, different regions, comparing it back in Uganda. And not in a bad way, I'm trying to say. It came from a good place. It came from a good position where I would be able to, you know, see these different things and maybe reflect back at home and how we can do better back at home. It didn't cross my mind that we would get any kind of, you know, otherwise interactions from us being there at that particular time. But also the person we were with, she really helped us a lot and a lot to see that we were really farmed. To know that we were in that one place. She spoke Swahili very well. We had two interactions with two different people. The first lady wanted food. The second guy looked like he was actually from smoking something. But her knowing Swahili and communicating to them, it was quite easy on us. Yeah. But let me continue with this. Nighttime in CBD is for doggy people. They were talking to you like you were doing nefarious activities. Why did your friend take you to CBD at night? When I saw that, I was really shocked. Very dangerous. I don't know how dangerous CBD is, but let me know, guys, in the comment section below. But that is my honest opinion on that. The next thing I want to talk about is about the accommodation we went to the first time while visiting Nairobi, Kenya. The accommodation was actually in parklands. So I used to butcher that word. I used to say the other one. I'm not going to talk about it, but it was in parklands. Yeah, parklands. I was about to butcher it again. God help me that I'm not butchering this word. It is parklands. Parklands, yes, parklands. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think it is it. It was 220 USD. Someone commented and said that was the 220 USD for the whole month, or it was for a week. So it was for 6 days. Actually, yeah, 6 days, because we traveled there on a Monday, we came back on a Saturday. Okay, approximately 5 days, but it was for that period of time. And we were 3 of us. Yeah, we were 3 of us in an apartment building, and for the first time, guys, we never wanted to risk. I didn't have any gap deal in Nairobi, Kenya, like how I know someone there right now. I didn't know anyone, so it was better for us to be in a place that we knew that was closer to the airport, closer to the security, and also closer to different activities that we would do and get back to the hotel quite safe. Yeah. The other thing I really want to talk about before I end the vlog was the KICC building, because during that Nairobi night tour, our tour guide commented on it, and she said that it was one of the tallest buildings in Kenya. But a lot of you guys came in and objected it so much, not in a bad way, but in an educative way, that it was wrong information. Now I really understand it, but I think what she meant was it is the highest in that particular region. It is not the highest like it's not the highest throughout the whole of the region, but specifically for that particular city, or probably CBD, where it is located. But right now I know better. I've seen even much crazier, longer buildings, and it is not KICC. Yes, so please pardon us on that. The last thing I really want to talk about before I end off the vlog, it is about the hospitality of Kenyans. You guys, during my stay there, I think you guys realized that I was very happy, first of all. And on top of that, I really tried to immerse myself in the culture, both food-wise and both social-wise when it comes to people. And it wouldn't be fair not to say that some people came through the comment section and they really tried to paint a poor picture of Kenya. That not all of them are good people, that we would have tried to go to different places. Maybe would have found there, bad people, and and the people who commenting these things, I don't know what they think at the end of the day, because from Gabi, I now understand that Nairobi, Kenya, and generally Kenya, it is a touristic kind of nation, and there is a way how the population has been groomed to know that visitors should be treated well, because that is where most of the revenue comes from. And people coming to the comment section actually commenting all this in form of like in a form of kujeregere. I don't know how to say in English or Swahili, but in a form of just, yeah, making us feel bad because we are talking good things about the people we interacted with. I don't think it is something good, especially to those people. For example, someone commented and said, next time meet more people. Not everyone is nice, and you would get yourself in hard soup. Now, for example, that you land yourself in hard soup. For example, that I'm a person who usually believes in energy, and I'm a person who usually believes in first sight, first interaction. Oprah says that when person shows who they are from the word go, believe them for who they are. And most of the time, I take that from the word go, and I truly believe that in case we are to interact with such people from the word go, we would try our best that we cut ourselves off of them. And the reason why we stuck with the good people we stuck with, it was because they were treating us right. Yeah, so with that said, guys, I really want to end off the vlog here. Thank you for watching. I really appreciate you from the bottom of my heart. Please don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, and share it with friends and family. August 10th, I'm in Nairobi, Kenya. I can't wait to be back, create content, interact with you guys. So please subscribe, like, comment, and above all, don't forget to please share out the video. Yes, sharing out the video, it really does help a lot and a lot. Tanyanishailoc switching out. Bye for now.